Hi guys, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So I'm on with my 3rd September project for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. So previously you would have seen me colour up some embellishments. Now I'd like to use some of those and other bits and pieces that I found around the place to put into this journal which I've created with the Couture Creations Sweeping Plains papers in it. So I'm going to do a full flip through of this when I've finished embellishing it, but I will give you a peek and you'll see it as I put things in it. But it's absolutely gorgeous. The pages are just beautiful. So this one's sort of like a bird and botany themed journal, because the theme is my island home, and one thing that I love about Australia is the wildlife, especially the birds and the flowers and the plants. So I thought I'd highlight those in this journal because the papers just go so well. So I've grabbed the papers that have the birds on. So I've got a cockatiel there. It's 3 signatures, this one. And then this signature is a sort of kookaburra one. And then we've got the beautiful paper that has the kingfisher as well. So what I've done is tried to highlight the colours that are in these papers with the papers that I have added, that are just found papers that I've had around the house and in books and that. So now we want to make some embellishments for this. So what I've done is collected a whole lot of papers. It's my Aunty Vera box. So I've got some napkins that I might like to use. I've got all the offcuts of the papers I've used. I've also got the papers that I sprayed in my last video. I might use them for some embellishments as well. And then I have the die cut embellishments. I've got the ones that I think will go nicely in this journal. They're the Couture Creations Sweeping Plains ones, and I've got all the embellishments that I created in my last video. And a whole lot of book pages and pictures and bits and pieces to play with. So now I've got to go through and see where I think I need to put pockets and envelopes and that sort of thing, and embellish them and put them in. So I thought I'd do some of that with you today, since I've made a couple of journals using old book covers previously and shown how I sew the signatures in and everything. So I thought this time I'll skip showing that all over again and we'll just get to the fun part. Okay, so let's get embellishing this journal. Firstly, I have this gorgeous picture of a kookaburra here. It comes from one of the pages from the collection. So it will go perfectly there at the start of my kookaburra themed signature. So we've got one on the back there. The rest of them I could put them on the front, but the way the paper was made for this one, he had to go on the back. So I thought I'd use this piece to put on the front, which I think will look really nice. And what I'm going to do is put a layer of calico that I've just gone and frayed the edges underneath, because I think that'll look really nice. Now, I'm trying not to ink the edges of everything on this project. I'm daring to be different, so we will whack him down on there and put that on there, and that'll look good, and then we'll embellish it a little bit further. Now you might notice too there's some hessian sticking out here. When I showed you the journal before, the cover had little gaps on the back and the front just here where this paper, the offcut of this paper, didn't quite fit to the edge. So I hunted around and I thought that some hessian would look really nice there. So when it just pokes out, so when it's shut, it's like that. kookaburra. Now, in the ephemera set, there were some gum leaves and gum nuts. I just trimmed them up a little bit because I had a little bit of white showing, and as I said, I'm not inking. So I was thinking of putting them in one of the corners. Something like that. Now, another thing I wanted to do was, I'll let that dry for the moment. I have a little envelope here. It's just a little brown craft envelope. And I would like to embellish that a little bit. Put my stamp block. So this is just a Kaiser Craft script stamp. So now on this was out of one of my flower books, just a picture of a waratah. So I've cut that with a stamp die that I'm going to put there. And then I've got one of my, which I assume is a waratah. I have no idea. Yeah, it's either that or a protea, but I think it looks like a waratah. So I'm going to put that on here as well. It's one of my wooden flourishes that I coloured in my last project. So I'll stick these down. Now the wooden flourishes can be quite big and bulky in a journal if you want to write on the pages and that. So the idea is I'm going to try and put them on things that can be removed from the journal, such as tags and envelopes and things like that. And that way, if whoever uses this journal wants to write in it without lumpy bits, they can just remove it while they're writing. I'll put that to the side to dry a bit. Now we have these beautiful birds that came with the ephemera set. Just gorgeous. They're probably my favourite things from the ephemera. So what I was thinking of doing is trying to make some paper clips with them. I might have to find some cardstock. It's quite white on the back. So I might just use some white cardstock to adhere our paper clips. Let me just grab the journal. This vellum page here, which I want to put something on after. I've got to be careful of his beak and everything. So he needs to be sort of like that, really, doesn't he? Yeah, and he's best having it up the top. Might have to round the corner edges off a bit. So I had almost finished doing this altered paper clip when my iPad must have filled up and switched off, and I didn't hear the beep. So I went on and finished this one. So I thought I'd go back and just finish one more so you can see how I did it. So I've got this parrot here. Now we want him to sit sort of like that, so we've got to have a clip and a bit of an angle. Also, I had to cut this bit of cardstock, a funny shape, just so it fits in his little head there. I've cut another piece that goes in the opposite direction, as this bird goes in the opposite direction. So we're going to put that on like that. So we'll put our little paper clip over the top. I'm going to make sure I put it on the way I want it. That should do. We're going to stick it down that way. All right, so we'll get some glue on it. All right, so that's that one done. So there are 3 paper clips. So I'll just put them to the side. The next thing I want to do is make a little journaling card to slip into our little envelope here. So I found this, I think it's an ATC size bit of craft card that I've previously cut out. And I've ripped up some of the paper that I sprayed with my beautiful Distress Oxide sprays that I got. Now the Distress Oxide sprays and the Couture Creation papers and the wooden flourishes and all that sort of jazz is on sale for this month. So go check it out at Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. You'll see on the blog I've got a list of the, at the end of the blog there's a list of all the items that I bought to use for this month if you need a reminder. Go check out the other ladies too and see what they're creating. So here's one of the stamps that I got. It was the stamp and die cut set, that one, so it turns out real nice. And so I used this paper to do that as well as this, which is a die cut that I have. So I think I'm going to put them on there. So I do think I'll ink around the edge of this. I've got a word here, it says be still. I kind of like that one for him sitting there, so I'll put that on. So I had some sticky labels, barcode labels, I think they were, that I printed these words out on. So it's a cute little journaling card. Just waiting for the glue stick still to dry a bit more. And then I'll be able to slip it in. It'll fit perfectly in my little envelope here. I'll just put them to the side to dry. And then I've got some index cards here. Got green, blue and white, and I think I'd like to just throw a real quick little picture embellishment on each one of these, and they'll be great little journaling spots to tuck in somewhere. For the white one, I have these. Now these are also stamps that I got. This was a stamp and die cut set that I bought for this month. And this is a stamp set. And I just fussy cut it. And so I coloured these in with markers. I did that on my last video. And they go really nice against the white background. Like that. Again, real simple, but they'll be easy to slip in and out and won't create too much bulk. So that's that one. Then we've got a blue one here. Now for the blue one, I want to do my kingfishers. I've cut out a few kingfishers out of a bird book that I have. So I've got the choice of these two or this little one. And I'm thinking I might use that little one. Keep the other two for another page. So that's the second one. So lots of writing space there. So this one, I'm thinking of putting my wattle on, I think. Wattle, actually, it looks more like eucalyptus. There we go. All right, so they're cute little journaling cards. So what I want to do in here is I've got this vellum page that I showed you before, and I also have this beautiful kookaburra here. Now I think I might stick him on the bottom of this white page, and then we'll be able to see him under the vellum, and I think that looks really cool, so I might do that. All right, that looks pretty good. Beautiful. This piece, I'm thinking that he can hold on to. It depends which side I've put him, doesn't it? He looks good on this side. And look how neat he fits. Looks awesome. I can sit that under him there. I can actually, it goes nice here, I think. Yeah, that'll work out all right. Kind of like that one better there. So let's stick that one there. Look at that, looks beautiful. some vellum here as well. I've got these little ones. They look pretty cool under there, so I think we'll put them under there. So I have this paper from Sweeping Plains collection. It is number 11 or CO727978. Has all these cutter parts and then it has these borders on the back. So I'm going to utilise some of these. So firstly, for this journal, I'm thinking of using this one that says Young and Free and these proteas. So I'll cut those out first. I'm just going to put that to the side to use later. I'll cut this one out. I'd like to use this as a journaling spot, so I might back it. Now I have some more of my paper, but I don't think that's going to... Oh, it might work if I rip it. Don't mind the doodles. It was one of my daughter's diaries from years ago. You know, when kids are young, they tend to just scribble on a page, turn over to the next one, scribble on a page. Yeah, no wonder she left them all with me. So it's handy though, because I use the pages in my journals, which is great. So this is one that I sprayed with the Distress Oxides, and it's sort of come through the back a bit. And I'm kind of liking that yellow for this page. So so we'll let that dry for a bit. Now we need somewhere to put it. On the back of here we have, I think I can let those go and use some of this because it'll go quite nicely and blend in here to make just a little pocket to tuck our journaling card into. So that way our little card can sit in there just like that. The last thing I want to run through with you is decorating the cover. So I've just got a few little bits and pieces that I want to put on. I love the colour of this Reader's Digest cover, but I need to cover where it's got the writing there and the spine as well. I think we will start with doing the spine. So I have these that I cut out of some of the beautiful papers. They are all crinkled because I sealed them, just because they're going on the cover. So I thought it would give them a bit more protection. So matte sealer, it's made them really matte too. Almost looks like it's got glitter in it, and it shouldn't, but that's all right. So, and I've got this piece for the spine. So I think we will stick this onto the spine first. So I'll just get some glue onto this. So that doesn't look too bad. I might just get my fine tip glue out afterwards and just go under the edge there if I need to. It just covers up that writing nicely. And next we have our beautiful parrots. I love this picture for the front because it says My Australia, and all the beautiful colours in the parrot are sort of highlighted throughout the journal. So I'm thinking of putting it onto this hessian, which I frayed around the edges. I think it was that way. Just going to figure out my placement of things. So that'll be something like that. And then I cut another bit of the this number 11 paper with the borders. I just cut a bit of the yellow border out and rounded the edges because that will go there with a little label that I made. It's Birds and Botany. So these were just stickers that I stuck onto some paper, and they're going to go on the top of that. And then I've got some of my beautiful wooden flourishes that I coloured in my last project that I'm going to stick on the front as well. So that's the plan. That looks pretty good. Now for our title. Got to figure out where we want our little gum nuts and a leaf. Now when I open it, I'm just trying to see where it creases from here. So I'll have that like that. So what I might do is just use a pencil to go there, and I know that I want to cover that. Now I've got these flourishes to put on. Now I might use my fine tip glue because this is just out of control at the moment. So I'll see if we can get this working good. So So these are the flourishes that I coloured in with my brush markers. So they're water-based brush markers, which I remembered when I sealed them, because I'd sealed them once with some spray sealer, supposedly, but then I went and thought while I was sealing these, I'd put some of the sealer that I was using for these on, and they ran a bit onto the brush. But that's all right, they've come out looking good. And then I've got the beautiful eucalyptus flower, I think it is, that I am going to stick down in this corner, I think, like that. I like it in this corner. All right, so that's the gorgeous cover. I think that's really sweet. I love the way my flourishes have turned out, and the colours go beautifully with little rosellas, I think they are on the front there. So, and that's the spine. So that's the cover all done. So I think that's enough for me to show you for now. I hope I've given you some ideas on some simple embellishments for your journals. Now keep your eye out, because I'm also going to be doing a flip through of this, because I will switch the camera off and I'll go finish embellishing it, and then I'll do a flip through of all the pages so you can see how it turned out and where I've used all the a lot of the other bits that I made as well. All right, take care, guys. Check out the blog and see what everyone else has on sale as well this month at Aunty Vera, and grab yourself a bargain. Take care. See you later.